Selflessness is the advanced state of life. Xiefeng. With the self completely lost, the heart is open and the spirit is free. This state of being open-hearted and free-spirited is the state of celestial being, the blooming of divinity, the Elysium world, and the peak experience of life. The true self is found in selflessness, hence only through selflessness can the self be achieved. The best way to verify this insight is through the experience of sexual climax. Once one transcends the peak of conventional sensation and enters a state of spiritual awareness, the physical scene vanishes, entering the non-material world or the spiritual world. Anyone who has entered this state can recall that at the time, there was only an experience of infinite beauty, and the sense of self had long been forgotten. This is the state of selflessness, yet there is an experience of infinite beauty. Who is experiencing this? It is the true self experiencing it. Phenomena tell us that to find the true self, one must let go of the self. The most exquisite swordsmanship is without a sword. The most exquisite mental method is without a mind. The most exquisite management is no management. The most exquisite self is selflessness. The most exquisite possession is non-possession. The most exquisite communication is Zen. I am thinking of any Nobel Prize winner in the world. During a certain period, they must have been in a state of selflessness. Only in a state of selflessness can one enter the spiritual light and discover some of the mysteries of the vast world. In fact, anyone who has achieved brilliant results must have been in a state of selflessness at some point in their life. The most supreme guidance of Shakyamuni Buddha is no form of self. The thought and state of no self are extremely wonderful, the highest subtle method to enter the Elysium world. Everyone can try and see the results. If you work with an extremely selfish person and you calculate your own gains and losses, it will be very difficult to get along with this selfish person, with a lot of vexing things, and you will be infuriated. The reason is that you are also selfish. You have a self. If you achieve selflessness, cooperation becomes very easy and pleasant. Satisfy the selfish person's every desire and give all benefits to him. The atmosphere will be harmonious. If you take care of a patient for a long time, and this patient is not only unable to take care of himself but also unreasonable, if you have a self, you won't be able to bear it for 3 days. If you are in a state of selflessness, you won't feel annoyed and will appreciate a different kind of scenery in this world. By investing yourself in any task or career with a state of self-forgetfulness, you will find endless joy and achieve remarkable results. With a sense of self, even eating and sleeping become burdens, and lying flat is also suffering. Would you clean toilets every day? Would you dare to use the water from a clean toilet to wash your face and brush your teeth? In fact, there is no essential difference between cleaning a toilet and sweeping the emperor's seat. The so-called difference lies in whether you have a self or not. The water in a clean toilet is exactly the same as the water flowing from the tap. The reason it feels different is not due to the water quality, but because of the presence of the self. Having form is due to having a self. With a self, life is a cruel competition and battle. Without a self, life is an interesting journey. With a self, one tends toward the lower realms of life. Without a self, one moves toward the higher realms of life. With a self, everything appears as a struggle for profit. Without a self, everything appears as a fun game. With a self, there are thorns and traps everywhere, with constant danger. Without a self, there are clear skies and bright prospects everywhere. With a self, one looks up at the world. Without a self, one looks down on the world.